Hi, everyone. It's DapScout again, or as the Starbucks barista down the street from me calls me, Michael again. As always, I'm brought to you by Fantasy Six Pack. Come on down, come become a member, have access to a whole bunch of member only channels on Discord, custom advice, and all kinds of amazing additional benefits of becoming a member. And more importantly, you get to talk to me as much as possible in a whole bunch of fun ways. Okay, I try my best. Okay, so I'm going to always be available for you, especially to our members as well. Let's come out and have some fun. So let's talk about the two big pieces of news today, the two big call ups, and we'll start with Zach Neto. Now, I'm going to be honest. I keep wanting to say Neto, and if I do, I apologize. I'm going to try my best not to say that. But well, let's just be honest. I make mistakes a lot. So let's look through what we have here. So he's gotten called up. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, first of all, he's a shortstop, and we've been absolutely decimated with shortstops, right? So any new shortstop, hey, let's go out and get him. So I've never had a situation where any kind of warm body in a position is somebody we're going to get. So right there, shortstop, he already moves to the top of the list of things we want to get in our free agent pool. But there's a couple other kind of things that I want to call out here as well. First of all, he was drafted just this year, right? So the very first thing we want to look at is he was first round pick, 13th pick overall. A lot of great analysts, especially our friends over there on Imaginary Brick Wall, said that he was going to move fast through the farm system. Let's see how fast he moved through the farm system. Let's go down here a little bit. Let's go down here a little bit. Let's go down here a little bit. And yeah, after 44 games in the minors, he's up already. So that's kind of fast. But he's shown a lot of amazing bat on ball skills, right? So just in double A, we have a very manageable walk and K percentage. Anytime you kind of see them within 5 points of each other, you're looking at a guy who can put the bat to the ball, is not going to have problems kind of hitting that swing. But again, it's double A. We've seen people have struggles that go from double A to triple A. And heck, if you look at Joe Adele's of the world, right? You see people struggle that go from triple A to, of course, the major leagues. But there's a lot of other things that kind of just stand out here, right? He's not just a guy who's going to just put the bat to the ball and then the ball just kind of, right? He has an 815 slugging percentage just this year. This guy is just killing the ball. So with that being said, there's some other things that I've seen as well that, when we see kind of some of the critiques about Neto, that people have been talking about, right? One of the biggest things is his leg kick. So let's look at this leg kick that he had here, kind of just even, 2022, right? Last year, because he was just drafted. Look at that high leg kick, right? Let's look at that again. One of the reasons why people always get concerned when you see these high leg kicks is just like anything. We want it to keep it simple, right? You want to not have too many moving parts and try to get that bat to that ball as quickly as possible. That's why you see a lot of people go to drive line, for example, right? And try to find other ways to systematically kind of maximize your swing with minimal steps, the rotations as opposed to doing all these different things. And when you see a high leg kick like that, your timing has to be perfect. So a lot of the analysts I saw in just the last couple of days were talking about his high leg kick, high leg kick, high leg kick. Well, I want to point something out to you. Let's look at his minor league highlights, all 44 games of them, this year. Okay. Did you see that? Because I saw that. That wasn't a high leg kick. Let's look at that again. Okay. I went too far back. Fine. Don't kill me. But let's look at this again. And little toe tap, and we're done. So that tells me that the Angels and maybe Zach on the offseason realized that this high leg kick was going to be problematic, especially in trying to get to some of these advanced pitches. Now, we've seen people change their swings all the time, and we've seen timing mechanisms, what the leg kick is called, right? It's a timing mechanism, the toe tap. And sometimes you see a double toe tap, and sometimes you see all kinds of things. You've also seen Craig Counsell type, swing setups where it's all the way in the back, right? It's like this crazy arm swing, and I just hit the mic. My apologies. But anytime I see a simplification of a swing, that shows me that he's going to get to that ball even better than he already was. There's less complications. I love that. Simplification is awesome. So far, everything I've seen, the numbers, the Angels wanting to pull him up from Double A to the majors, I think it's an absolute buy. Go out, grab some Zach Neto. Don't call him Neto, Neto. Now, for the second member of this amazing call-ups that happened today, is this gentleman here, Brett Baty, just all over the place, right? And as CBS Sports says right here, scorching hot start in AAA. Well, that's always a good thing. So let's look at Mr. Brett Baty here. So first of all, the thing you want to call out, 6'3", 210 pounds. Now, I know, right? Everybody's like a linebacker now that plays baseball. But then there's not, right? You have Jose Altuve's of the world. So I wanted to show that first part. The second thing I want to show out is he's from Round Rock, Texas, which is right up the road from Austin, Texas, which is where I live. So it's always great to see somebody from my area. So let's go through some of these other things too, right? Prospect rankings. Now, Zach Neto from earlier was typically always in the top 100, but he was so new, right? People were still kind of trying to figure him out. I saw some people didn't have him in the top 100. They wanted to see him play all 44 games. Brett Baty's kind of a known commodity to a lot of prospect guys. So we've seen him, as you see with Baseball America here, he's in the 30s. Major League Baseball, Jonathan Mayo had him in the 90s, 27 last year, and all the way almost in the 20s this year. And then Baseball Prospectus, another one of my favorites, right? In the top 20, right? So even in the top teens as well. So definitely a prospect that we've been wanting to see for a while. Now, why, right? So what are some of the big calls here? So Brett Baty is how do I say this nicely? He kills the ball. So this is not somebody who's just going to be going up there and hitting for average, although he does do that as well. I mean, we're looking at a guy who's hitting almost 20 home runs just last year in 2022, 19 home runs. And then he went to the Arizona Fall League in 2021 in one of my favorite Arizona Fall League, and just hit everything. I mean, I just remember so my friends were going to the Arizona Fall League and just writing back and said, Brett Baty is just all over the place. He is just killing everything. Now, he did go to the majors, and we had an 11-game kind of real cup of coffee, right? Where he had 41 plate appearances. And this, of course, is always worrisome, right? He had only 184, like a 184 batting average with a 244 on base percentage. And, all these kind of things that we weren't seeing a problem with, where he was having like 350 plus batting average in the minors and a 500 slugging percentage. I mean, he was just destroying everything in AAA. AAA again, can be a hitter's park, but he was never having that kind of problems before. Look, prospects are going to struggle sometimes. You're going to have a lot of prospects struggle, especially in a little 11-game slate where they're trying to go up. They don't know how long they're going to be up there, and they're going to just try to impress everyone. And sometimes, let's be honest, when you're trying to impress anybody, have you ever tried to impress anybody? You're going to be nervous, and you're going to overhit and overplay your hand here. I think you're going to see somebody who is going to go up and have had a long time to think about this and go and try to impress the Mets. And he's going to do an amazing job. In the 9 games that he played in AAA this year, when they talk about a scorching hot start, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm looking at this. 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. Yeah, he may be scorching. Especially when you look at some of these other stats as well, right? 400 batting average, 500 on base, and 886 slugging for an OPS, because I can't do the addition in my head quick enough, for 1.386 OPS. He looks like he's going to have plenty of playing time, and especially the fact, and this is one of those things that we were all hoping for, again, from the prospect circle thing, when Carlos Correa did not sign with the Mets, Brett Baty had to be breathing a big sigh of relief. I was constantly saying, well, is he going to be moved to the outfield? Where is he going to play? Now that there's no Carlos Correa, Baty can absolutely enjoy his third base. And who knows, they might move him around some more. But I would go out, grab some Neto, grab some Baty if you can. A lot of New York fans that I've seen grabbed Batty, especially in the offseason, because they just expected him to break camp. But with this 9 game just destruction of the minor leagues, Batty's going to play. So, with these two minor leaguers, both of them with a high buy rating, I thank you again for watching this video. And I hope we'll see each other again soon here when the next prospect gets called up, or I can find some other fun, exciting news to help you win your league. Thanks so much for joining.